Hi, my name is Michaela. This is my YouTube channel, and on November 2nd, which is less than 2 weeks from today at this point, I will be running the New York City Full Marathon, which will be my first ever full marathon. 2 weekends ago, I ran 20 miles, which was my furthest distance in my training block. And since then, I've been starting to slowly scale back on some of the work that I've been doing. I had an 11-mile run yesterday, which was wonderful. I ran in one of our local parks and got to see all the leaves changing.
Woo!
Woo! Fall!
Halfway through the 11-mile run, Sunday run. Woo.
I was there with my boyfriend, so the 11 miles went by very quickly, but this week is really kind of the start of what they refer to as taper weeks, or like week and a half weeks for me. So basically what that means is I'm going to be running fewer and fewer miles leading up to the 26.2 mile marathon on November 2nd. I've heard that tapering is a really tough thing mentally for a lot of runners, and I'm honestly not really sure how it's going to affect me. I've heard that people will kind of have like phantom pains or convince themselves that they have an injury or aren't going to be, fit enough. The consensus is that tapering is important to allow your body time to rest, recover. So with that said, today is Monday and I only have 3 runs planned for this week. A 6-mile run, a 5-mile run, and then I think on Sunday I'm going to do a 7-mile run. Today I signed up for a yoga class, so that's where I'm headed now. I've got my water because it is a hot, powerful flow. I've got my yoga mat. My yoga class went well. It was very challenging. We did a lot of chair poses, boat poses. We did a crow pose, which is always a little hairy, but fun. And I feel like I generally did pretty well. I felt pretty strong. I feel like that's a pretty good reflection of this whole training block as well. Now it's dinner time, and that's another really important aspect of this whole training block, but especially the taper weeks. I'm not yet to that final week before the race where I have to really start carb loading, but I do still want to have healthy, nutritious, filling meals for the rest of this week. So tonight I'm going to be making turkey meatballs, probably a cucumber salad, and some pita bread. I think I've cooked this recipe at least once before in a video, but it's a Smitten Kitchen turkey meatball recipe. I did also carve pumpkins and roast some homemade pumpkin seeds last night. So I'm probably gonna snack on those a little bit while I'm cooking because I'm hungry. I tried to do this last year, but I let them sit out too long and they got moldy, so roasted them right away when we carved the pumpkins last night. I'll insert a picture of the pumpkins here. I made the one with the owl. I think it's pretty cute.
Like everyone's like, stay socks. These are looking very dusty with me to do a walk.
It's Tuesday, I'm home from work, and I'm going to try to get in this 5-mile run as quickly as possible. Will it be a speed run? I don't know if I'm feeling up to that, but I have some plans this evening, and so I gotta get it done pretty quickly. Luckily, it is only 5 miles. I've been at a place up to this week where I've been running at least 6 miles for my short runs, which blows my mind because if you'd asked me about like a long run versus short run a couple of years ago, I would not have said that 6 miles is like a short run day. So I'm gonna head out and try to do that now. It's a beautiful day. It was rainy yesterday and this morning, but the sun's out, it's still cool. I think the leaves are gonna be changing. So I'm just gonna try to go as quick as possible and move on with the evening.
I've hit the 2-mile mark, making pretty good time so far. It's hotter than I expected, but it's not too bad. I'm okay. 3 miles down. I'm at 4 miles. 1 more to go. I love this view. So pretty, especially with the fall leaves. Run is done in time, which is great. I'm gonna shower quick and then get ready
I probably should stretch a little bit first. The run went well. I think I went pretty fast because I was trying to get back for this event. Hello, it's Thursday. I had been planning to run 6 miles today for my second shorter run of the week, but I got out of work late and I actually have another event at 6 p.m. related to the marathon that I don't want to miss. So I think I'm going to push that run to happen on Saturday, which isn't ideal because then I have a 7-mile run on Sunday and I'm supposed to be kind of backing off, but I think it'll be fine. The event that I have is pretty important because it's basically a webinar hosted by New York road runners that goes over all of the race day logistics for marathon day. So I definitely want to be like focused, paying attention to everything that they say so that I can start planning out my more formal plan for race day. I did confirm that I'm going to be in wave 4, which starts, I think, at 10:55 a.m. on November 2nd. So that's nice to kind of have that nailed down. I already have my transport to the start line nailed down. There's so many other race day logistics that I just want to make sure I'm fully aware of. So that's the plan for tonight. The run is being postponed and I'm not going to stress about it. I think while I'm waiting for this to start, I have about 15 minutes, so I'm going to make some dinner as well.
Many of you have come to another one of these.
It's going to be at the Jacob Javits Center. So as specialty groups, so that's going to toward the over 100 vendors. I like my feet covered when I go on the subway.
Okay.
So
Kind of hang out. You sit there, assuming you have the extra time. Ideally, you do.
It's Sunday, it's almost noon, which means that next week I'll be about an hour into my marathon race, which is insane. I'm about to go on my 7-mile run, which is one of my last runs of my entire training program. I never ended up doing the 6-mile run that I was supposed to do earlier this week. I think I was just busy every single day after work and maybe a little burnt out, maybe a little anxious about the race. I don't know, but in any case, I didn't get it done. I decided yesterday when I was planning to do it to just take it easy, make a good hearty dinner. I made a winter squash and chickpea dish and then I just rested, worked on editing the birding video from Arizona. I'm not going to make myself feel too guilty about it because it's really the only run that I've missed throughout my entire 16-week training block. So I'm gonna let it go. I'm going to get this 7-mile run done today and then it's only maybe 2 more runs before the marathon. I think I'm gonna try to run a 4 to 5 mile run next week and then a 2-mile shakeout run probably in New York City. And then I'm going to be running 26.2 miles, which is insane. So yeah, we're here. I don't know if I've felt like the typical tapering anxiety that a lot of people get, but I'm definitely feeling race anxiety. I think a lot of it surrounding like the planning aspect. Like, what am I going to eat that morning? And everyone says like, just eat what you've always been eating. But like my long runs have been weird because 2 of them I did after working like a full work day on a weekend. So like my nutrition was not dialed in those days. One of them I did after getting brunch with friends. I don't really have like a set food pattern. Plus this marathon start time for me is so odd because I'm wave 4, which means I start running at 10:55, which is by far the latest race start I've ever had. And so I don't think I can do my typical oatmeal a few hours before. Like I think I need to eat a full breakfast to give me enough energy to run for 4 hours later in the day. So I think that's causing a lot of my anxiety. It's not even so much like the running aspect as it is just that like planning, preparedness aspect. What are the things I'm going to bring to the start line to sit around for 2 hours? I think I'm anxious about like sitting around for such a long time at a starting point. That's the name of the game for New York. So yeah, last run today and then I'll see you in New York. All right, let's go. I'm excited to go on this run today because we're really in the peak of beautiful fall weather. The perfect temperature for running. It's like 50 degrees, sunny. Whew.
2 miles in, I'm feeling good. It's a beautiful day. I also enjoy seeing all of the Halloween decorations that are set out. phones are still operating. The 7 miles are done. It felt really good. It was so beautiful outside. Loved it. The only downside was, for whatever reason, this ear is like having a weird pressure change kind of issue. I don't know if I'm like having full allergies. My nose is a little stuffy, so I think it's something related to that. Hope it doesn't happen on race day. I'm gonna have to figure out like ways to get rid of that, because I was trying like blowing my nose. Nothing was working. Still a wonderful run. I did dilly-dally a little bit at the parts near the lake, just appreciating how beautiful it was. But I'm excited for next Sunday. I think it's gonna go really well. It's gonna be a once-in-a-lifetime kind of experience. I'm gonna take you along for the ride, so if you're watching, stay tuned for that video, subscribe, and give me a thumbs up. I do want to say I am still fundraising for Cancer Research Institute. I'm not sure at what point ahead of the race that fundraiser is going to close. If you're seeing this, whether or not my fundraising page is open, I definitely recommend donating. They have a really important mission for helping raise funds for immunotherapy, which is a revolutionary version of cancer treatment that has really changed outcomes for a lot of the patients that I see and work with. And so it means so much to me if you would donate. Thanks. See you in New York.